Hi everybody, this is John here.
This is Paul.
George.
And Ringo.
And we're very happy to be on your program once again.
Hi everyone, and welcome to your latest Beatles News Brief podcast. I'm your host and your Beatles news guy, Steve Marinucci. This time out we have a short show with a review of the film 1-to-1 John and Yoko, which is opening up in theaters on the 11th. And we also have a short news item. So here we go. Let's get one thing clear from the outset. 1-to-1 John and Yoko is not a concert film. Oh, there are clips from the 1-to-1 concert scattered throughout the film, but the focus of the film is more about their lives and the political scene at the time. The myriad of news and TV clips bring a flashback, though not a good one, for those who remembered those days in the late 60s and early 70s, and news events like the Nixon campaign and re-election, George Wallace being shot, Jerry Rubin, A.J. Weberman, John Sinclair, and Watergate, to name just a few. For anyone who lived through that tumultuous era, though, it's hard to remember those events with good memories. It would have been so easy just to create a film about the concert, says Alice Weber, one of the producers. But she says this film has a very specific viewpoint, and the concert is a vehicle to emphasize what was going on in John and Yoko's life. The most important thing for us in conceiving this film was that it add to the canon of work around John and give due justice and weight to Yoko's role. Which is true, the film does focus mostly on John and Yoko, but not so much on the concert. John and Yoko's heartbreak over Yoko's separation from her daughter is mentioned often and is really an underlying theme of the film. Yoko did not reunite with her until after John's death. One of the clips from the 1-on-1 concert is an impassioned version of Yoko singing "Don't Worry, Kyoko." Webb states the obvious that this is not a music film. She says it happens to have music in it. We felt like we had all the right ingredients. Kevin, being Kevin MacDonald, the director. Peter, that's Peter Worsley, her co-producer. The backing of the estate, which had you trust but couldn't be watching over the film. Once we felt like we had all of those connections, then it was creative nerve. There is material never seen or heard before, such as audio of phone calls with John talking with then Beatles manager Alan Klein, Jim Keltner, and DJ Howard Smith, with all of which John recorded. Webb says she hopes that people will take away from the film to see that the relationship of John and Yoko was a real partnership. To see John's journey a personal betterment and more of an understanding of who Yoko is. There are also scenes from those days that you can't help but parallel to now. For example, after going to see George Wallace lying in the bed after being shot, Shirley Chisholm tells reporters that people have to find a way to come together. Does that sound familiar? The film will open in theaters in IMAX April 11th and then stream on the Max streaming service later this year. If you are really looking forward to the concert clips, then you should go see it on the big screen. And I will say that in the film, some of the clips of John and Yoko look absolutely gorgeous. Otherwise, wait until it hits streaming, or hopefully Blu-ray or DVD, and we know of no plans for that right now. The news item we were referring to at the opening of the show was the announcement Saturday that Pete Best is retiring from live performances immediately for, quote, personal circumstances, according to his family. No further details were given. Pete was scheduled for a couple of upcoming gigs, including headlining at Abbey Road on the River Memorial Day weekend, but those gigs were canceled. Lawrence Juber has stepped in to do Abbey Road on the River. More information on that festival can be found at www.arotr.com. We want to wish Pete all the best. And that's all we have this time. We'll be back soon with another longer show with more serious talk and who knows what. So until next time, this is Steve Marinucci saying, with the weather starting to warm up, don't forget your sunblock. And until we meet again.
Be seeing you.
One thing left to say. We'll see you next time.